Today is July 23rd, 1997. The survivor is Berl Izikson. The interviewer is Ruth Meyer. We are in Brunswick, Maine, in the United States, and the interview will be conducted in English.
October 10, 1920.
And what was the city and country you were born in?
Poland, Lodz.
Can you tell me your father's name, please?
My father's name was Joseph.
And when was he born?
Exactly, I would know, I think in the late 1800, 1896 or 1895. Exactly, I couldn't tell you.
And what happened to him? Did he survive the war?
No, he was killed by Hitler.
And your mother?
My mother's name was Clara. The only thing what I know, my father used to tell me that she's 2 years older than he is.
And what happened to her?
The same thing, Hitler killed her.
Where were they killed?
I suppose they were killed in Lodz because like I told you, I ran away when the war started. And end of 39, exactly the date I couldn't remember, I came to Lithuania, and the city was called Kaunas.
We'll get to that a little bit later. You had brothers and a sister.
I had 4 brothers and I had a sister.
Tell me their names.
My second brother was Ephraim. The third one was Eli Sachna. And the fourth one was Aaron. And the youngest one was Reuven.
And your sister?
And my sister's name was Chana.
And what happened to them? Did they survive the war?
No, they didn't survive. And I presume they were killed in Lodz.
I'd like you to tell me a little bit about life in Lodz as a youngster.
Oh, as a youngster, it wasn't easy. My father was, you can call it a butcher or a meat cutter. The life was very hard.
Did he have his own store, company?
Some kind of, well, if you call it a store. We used to butcher a cow, and whatever was left over, what he couldn't sell it, he used to bring it home. My mother was a good cook, so we didn't starve, but we didn't have no luxury either.
How did he buy the cow?
I buy the cow from the farmers or on the market. We was over there twice a week, a marketplace. So the farmers who needed to sell the cows or a bull or a heifer, they used to bring it to the market. Or if not, he used to go on the farms and buy it from there.
And he could afford to buy?
No, it was a long story with this. He has to his partners to buy the cow. And then when they killed the cow, the people used to get it on credit. Some paid, some didn't have the money to pay. So it took months until they collected. When they had to go buy another one, they had to go borrow again. And that's somehow we survived.
Did your mother work or?
No, my mother had a full-time job in the house. She had to cook and bake and everything.
What kind of? Go ahead.
She used to cook and bake and wash the clothes, everything.
What kind of a woman was your mother?
To me, she was Queen Esther. She was a nice woman to everybody.
And what kind of a man was your father?
Very nice man. He was a little bit nervous what he left through the war. He went through the First World War. And
was he in the army in the First World War?
Yeah, he was in the army. The Tsar, what they call them, drafted him.
So, which army was he in?
In the Russian army. And then the Germans took him as a prisoner of war.
Did he talk about that?
Oh, it used to tell a plenty stories.
Yeah, do you remember any?
Not too much. And that's one thing what I remember when in that night, when they took him as prisoners, Vasim Chesteya, that he used to tell me. I don't know how he remembered that Vasim Chesteya, I don't know.
Were you a religious family?
I would say so.
Tell me about Shabbos.
Nobody worked in my days on Shabbos over there. And in fact, as much as I know, now Jew did eat non-kosher. All of them eat kosher.
Did your mother wear a shidel?
And no, she wore what do you call it? And you're talking about this, I lived in my mother's house for 19 years, and I never saw my mother without a tichel. A fatzelke, they call it in Yiddish. That is titles in Yiddish.
So tell me about, what do you remember about sitting down to the Shabbos meal?
Shabbos was like a feast. The whole week was so, but Friday night was like a going in some kind of movie. Everything was clean, nice. The candles was on the table. It was a feast every Friday night.
Tell me what you remember about the dinner. Did your mother bake a challah?
Oh yeah. Baked the challah, baked everything. Baked challah, baked bread, everything gets she done.
And what was the meal on Friday night?
All depends what we had. Sometimes we had meat. Sometimes we didn't have meat, so we used to make anything for milchiks. Or a kugel, cheese, from cheese, making a lokskugel.
And did you go to shul?
Oh yeah. And after the meal was after shul, every Friday night.
Did everyone in the family go?
Oh sure, except the youngest, but they couldn't go.
Did your mother go?
My mother, no, my mother had to prepare to eat for us.
Do you remember how you felt going to shul with your father?
No, I felt like $1 million. We didn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That was what we thought was, even if we lived in poverty, we think it should never end the way we lived.
Did you feel secure as a child in Lodge?
No. Anti-Semitic was big. They used to holler, Jew, go to Palestine. They didn't know their name wasn't Israel. Go to Palestine.
Where did you go to school?
A school that was, actually I didn't go to school, I only went to Zaide. On that little education what I had my father hired a tutor.
Do you remember the name of the tutor?
It was all kinds, it was too many tutors to remember. They used to stay at, they call it as man. They call it as ban. He hired them for so many weeks, studying from after Pesach to the Jewish holiday. And then, I don't know, sometimes they didn't agree, or we call it malamet.